Maybe I'll find it. Maybe. We'll see. Okay. So today we're going to be testing out probably the most expensive concealer I have ever purchased in my entire life. It's supposed to be geared especially towards mature skin, so I couldn't wait to test it out on my 57-year-old skin. So in case you're interested, then keep on watching. Hey guys, it's Kat and welcome to my channel. I have got to get my head examined because I can't believe I purchased this concealer. It is so expensive, $58, but it's been getting very stellar reviews on the Sephora website, almost 5 stars. I'm talking about the new Creal, I don't know how you pronounce it, but it is their Face Flex Concealer and Complexion Enhancer with Caffeine. Now, I recently purchased this during the Sephora sales event because that's the only chance I could get at least 20% off, so I figured I'll take one for the team, right? So without further ado, let's just get into the video. I think the universe is trying to tell me not to film today because I've already lost an earring. That's okay. I'm sure it'll turn up somewhere. So I already took the liberty of applying my primer, and today I use the Milani Conceal+Perfect Blur Out Smoothing Primer. This is such a wonderful, affordable drugstore primer that really smooths out the complexion, hydrating it at the same time and blurs the pores. So I really love this. Now, if you're new to my channel, I do have normal to dry skin, hyperpigmentation, fine lines, wrinkles, redness. But yeah, this is a fantastic, affordable primer. So for foundation today, I'm just gonna go in with the e.l.f. Soft Glam Satin Foundation. You know this is one of my holy grails. Ironically, it's only $8. This is a fantastic, affordable drugstore foundation that I find is just as beautiful as a luxury or high-end foundation. Let's go ahead and quickly apply this. Oh, this is so pretty. I'm telling you guys, this is such a beautiful foundation. It just lays super smooth. It provides beautiful medium coverage. You know, if you know, you know. This has been probably one of my favorite foundations for 2024. I've said it multiple times, and every time I put it on, it just reinforces it. For me, at least. Definitely check it out. At $8 a pop, you can certainly try it and not break the bank, but I definitely broke the bank with the Creal Face Flex Concealer and Complexion Enhancer. Like I said, it retails for $58 and it comes in 10 shades. Apparently, this is supposed to be a new high-end luxury brand for mature skin. So naturally, I had to check it out. I've tried out a few concealers. The most recent concealer I tested out was the new one from Danessa Myricks, the Yummy Skin Lift and Flex Concealer. I'm kind of in the middle of the road with this concealer. I can make it work, but I found that it just didn't last. It creased on my under eyes. So let's read up on the facts on this concealer. It is a medium coverage, visibly brightening concealer and also doubles as a moisturizing foundation that corrects dark circles and maintains a creaseless finish for up to 12 hours. Now, the highlighted ingredients are hyaluronic acid, caffeine, which is supposed to depuff and diminish the look of dark circles, aloe leaf extract that soothes and calms the skin, reducing visible redness and irritation. Now, the first ingredient of this very expensive concealer is water, and the second ingredient is hydrogenated olive oil. Yeah, okay. The component itself comes in a glass frosted bottle, which is very heavy. That was the first thing that I noticed right off the bat. This is also made in Italy, which take it with a grain of salt. I know if it's made in Italy for eyeshadow, that's supposed to be really good, but let's see how it is for concealer. This has gotten 9,850 loves on the Sephora website and almost 5 complete stars. So let's just check this out. Now, I ain't gonna lie, I did test it out yesterday, and just wait till the end of the video. We're gonna go out in natural daylight. We're gonna test it all day long, see if it settles into fine lines, see if it's as hydrating as promised. The most expensive concealer I've ever tested out on this channel was the Gucci concealer. I hated it. That was $47. This one better make me look 20 years younger, or at least not settle into my fine lines. I do have a naturally dry under eye. I do have discoloration. I didn't sleep too well last night because Matt and I were trying to stay up and watch the Mike Tyson Jake Paul boxing match. That was a no-go. I was in bed. Let me know down in the comments if you even watched the boxing match between Tyson and Paul. I was rooting for Tyson just because, you know, 58, man. He's 58 years old. Good for him. This is what it looks like. I mean, once you pull it out, the doe foot is pretty simplistic. Tiny, but simplistic. I'm just gonna apply it where I normally do, just a tiny bit. And right off the bat, this does have a very thin consistency. It's supposed to provide medium coverage, and I picked up the shade 4.0. I'm gonna tap it in with my ring fingers and see what type of coverage we're gonna get. Now, it does feel slightly thicker once you start patting it in. It really does feel, I don't wanna scare you. I keep thinking about that hydrogenated olive oil, and I'm thinking, wow, this does feel, I don't wanna say greasy, but it does feel very hydrating. Oil and water, they're not supposed to mix, are they? I do tend to get red around my nose area, so apparently it's supposed to flex with your facial features and expressions. Let's hope it works. I'm gonna take my Angie Hot and Flashy Under Eye Concealer brush and just tap that in. I would say the shade would be perfect for foundation, because now that I'm getting a little bit older, instead of brightening that under eye area, I like to match it closer to my complexion. This might be good as a foundation. Ooh. Okay, so the concealer is on, and I'm gonna turn down my lights to 20% because we all know when you use studio lights, it's gonna blow everything out, make my skin look better than it really is. So let's go down to 20%. But this is what we're dealing with. This does provide really nice medium coverage. It's not drying, although it's a little thicker in consistency to my all-time favorite, the Say Slip Tint Concealer. This one has a little more chutzpah, you know what I'm saying? Now, it says that you don't have to set it, and we are gonna pay attention to those directions, but this looks really good right now. All right, so now that I have my foundation and concealer on, let's go ahead and throw on some bronzer. Today, I'm gonna use the Morphe 2 Sun and Done Smooth Gliding Bronzer Stick. I have been really loving this bronzer. I want the star of this video to definitely be the concealer, and I'm in the shade Sand Beach, and we are just adding a little bit more warmth into the skin. It just works beautifully, I love it. But I'll be sure to put all the links down in the description box below. Now, if you do click on those links, it does help out my channel a little bit, but if you don't, that's cool too. We are all bronzed up. And for blush today, I'm gonna go in with Baby Got Blush from Essence in the shade Dusty Rose. This is a beautiful cream blush. I'm gonna take a little bit off the tip and tap it in. Now, if we can get away without powdering today, I would be really happy. I know some of us don't like to use powder under that under eye area to set because it does tend to age us. So if this concealer really flexes with the facial expressions and our lines when we smile and it doesn't crease, then I think it would be totally worth it, because at this point, it better deliver on those promises. I'll be severely upset at myself for purchasing this concealer. Look how pretty that blush is, especially this shade Dusty Rose. I don't know if it's the combination between the primer and the e.l.f. foundation, but it just looks really smooth on the skin. I feel that now that I had the concealer on for just a few minutes, it's dried down and I feel like it's setting itself. Does that make sense? Now that I have my complexion products on, I'm gonna do a quick eyeshadow look, and today I'm gonna be using the Sigma Quad in Tiramisu, and I'm gonna go in with Java, and I'm just gonna hit above my crease. Super simple look. You know I love quads just for the ease of coming up with a simple eyeshadow look. I'm gonna go into Dipped and then just stamping it out on the outer thirds of my eye. Oh, I love this eyeshadow palette. And Sigma is having a huge sale right now, so be sure to check them out. and then just run it along the lower lash line. Now I'm gonna go in with Treat, this shimmer shade. I'm just gonna pop it into the middle of the lid. And then I'm just gonna take a clean brush and just blend it. And then I'm gonna go in with Vanilla, tap off the excess, and then just pop it into the inner corner to brighten up this eye look, like so. I'm gonna go ahead and pop on the rest of my makeup and I will be right back. And here we are with the final look. Now for mascara, I went in with the Lancome Definiseals mascara and I primed my lashes with their Seals Booster XL. I find this primer to really lengthen and thicken my lashes. For lips, I just went in with the e.l.f. Satin Face Lipstick in the shade Drive. I love this neutral lipstick. It's creamy, it's smooth, and it's beautiful. I love this shade. I think it complements the eyeshadow look that we got from the Sigma Tiramisu Quad. And yeah, so let's look up close and personal and turn down the lights and see how the under eye area is looking. This looks good. And I didn't even set it with powder. It's supposed to set itself and it's supposed to flex all day long when you make your facial expressions, when you smile, when you laugh, hopefully not cry. But yeah, this so far is so impressive. It better be for $58. I'm sorry, I'm gonna keep harping on that price. Yeah, I just am. Okay, this is looking really good. We're gonna go out in natural daylight. We're gonna test it out all day long and do some check-ins. But I am so impressed. I really am. Yeah, let's go out in natural daylight and see exactly how this looks. Okay, so here we are in natural daylight. I wanted you to see what this concealer, Face Flex, whatever it is, in every type of possible light. And this is natural daylight. It is a beautiful, crisp fall day here in Tennessee. I make a lot of funny facial expressions. I think we all do when we laugh, when we cry, when we frown, and hopefully this won't settle into the under eye area. So far, it is really impressing me. It is laying super smooth. And what's interesting, like I said, the first ingredient is water and the second ingredient is hydrogenated olive oil. But as you can see, I did not put any powder on top. I want this for what it is. If it claims it's going to lay comfortably on top of the skin and not settle into it, then okay, those are some high claims right there. But so far, it does not look bad whatsoever. I mean, granted, I have some bags under my eyes, but this is looking so promising, so beautiful, and together with the foundation, it really does look beautiful. I'm really shocked and really crossing my fingers because this was certainly an investment because $58 is a lot of money. I know, but thank goodness I got at least 20% off during the Sephora sales event. But so far, I'm so impressed. But we'll do another check-in. Okay, it's been about 4 hours since I first applied this concealer. And if you're wondering if my hair looks silver, it is. I decided to embrace my grays, and since it's coming in really fast and furious, especially around my hairline, I thought I would just go silver and embrace it and get a little bit of low lights up in here. We're gonna bleach that a little bit more and then go over it with the gray. I know that sounds crazy, but I'm ready to embrace silver hair, white hair, what have you. My mom, when she passed away, she had the most glorious head of white hair. It was so beautiful on her complexion. I thought, you know what? I'm gonna do that. I don't know, what do you think? Let me know down in the comments. But here we are after 4 hours of applying the Sarah Surreal Face Flex Concealer. I think it looks really, really good. The interesting part about this concealer is that when I smile, whenever I make my facial expressions, it really does flex with the skin. I'm gonna put up some pictures here where I'm smiling and you can see my crow's feet and the lines through here. And then I relax my face, everything's in place. It is so wild. It really is an interesting formula, I must say. It's not, I don't wanna say it's overly hydrating, overly dewy, but almost like the perfect consistency. Now, I did apply quite a generous amount between my eyebrows, and it feels like I just put a little bit too much. So it's interesting because I just take my finger and it's like almost, I don't know how to say this. It's almost like it is really setting itself. Remember, we didn't set it with any sort of loose powder or anything like that to set the under eyes, but look how smooth it is. Now, the sun right now, it's around 3:30, 4 o'clock in the afternoon. Oh, it's 4 o'clock in the afternoon. Oh my gosh. And this is just winning at this point. I don't know what to tell you. I don't want to like this concealer because it's so freaking expensive, but I do want to try it as like a flexing foundation. But yeah, we're going to give it a few more hours. Remember, it's supposed to last over 12 hours. Let's do it up close and personal and see how it looks after 4 hours. I think it looks great, but yeah, this is only 4 hours in and I will be back in a few. Okay, and we are back. It's been over 8 hours since we first applied the Sarah Surreal Face Flex Concealer and Complexion Enhancer. And I wanted you to see me with my glasses on because I typically wear glasses all day long. And you know how when you wear glasses, it creates those little divots on the side of your nose and it kind of like wears a little hole into the concealer and into the powder. I wanted to show you what is going on when I remove my glasses. It looks really good, and this is over 8 hours. Oh my gosh, I honestly didn't think I was gonna like this. The reviews on the Sephora website were through the roof, and I only looked at verified purchases. So I can tell if this person actually purchased it, it'll say verified purchase or gifted. And typically when somebody reviews it and they received it as a gift, they tend to give better reviews than someone who actually shelled out the $58. But I do look for reviews where they say I'm over 40 or if I'm over 50 or 60 or even 70. But I'm happy to say those reviews by verified purchases really spot on. It really does provide great medium coverage. It moves with your face. It flexes with your skin and it doesn't settle into fine lines. The worst part is the price point. I know $58 is so much money. I know I need my head examined when I purchased this because I thought, even when it was in my cart, it was in my cart, out of my cart, in my cart, out of my cart. I'm so glad I picked this up because my holy grail is about to run out, the Slip Tint concealer. You know I love this, it's beautiful. But for some reason, you don't even have to set this concealer. It is fantastic. I love it. I don't have to use that extra step, but with this concealer, you don't have to do that. It has great longevity, great coverage. It covered up my dark circles. It didn't sink into those lines. It really does set itself once you apply it and blend it in. I just used my fingertips and I used a brush just to tap it in, but my goodness, this is so impressive. Concealer, to find the perfect concealer is literally like finding your perfect significant other. And this one for me checks all the boxes. Is this luxurious? Absolutely. Is it expensive? Completely. I still have buyer's remorse, but knowing now how good it is, how it works on my under eye area, keeps it hydrated, keeps it smooth, moves with my facial expressions. Yeah, I hate to admit it. This is actually really, really good. I'm really excited about this concealer because it is so beautiful under the eyes. I really didn't want to like it. I didn't, but it is beautiful. This fortunately worked out for my 57-year-old under eye area, and I'm excited to use this possibly as a foundation and, you know, thin it out, maybe use it as a skin tint. But yeah, so those are my thoughts on the new Sarah Surreal Face Flex Concealer. What do you think? Are you thinking about picking it up? Are you thinking I'm crazy for purchasing it at that high price point? I just love testing out makeup for over 50, and I hope you enjoyed watching this video. I hope you had fun. I know I did. And if you enjoy this type of content, please consider subscribing. I would love it if you'd be a part of our family. But for now, mwah. Mahal kita, I love you, and I hope to see you in the next one. Bye.